Hello everyone. Can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So good evening everyone. So we'll continue with the session today. So before starting it, I just want to summarize what we have covered yesterday. After that, we can move to today's session. So if there is any doubt, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group, or you can always unmute yourself and you can ask if there is any other doubts. And the chat box is also open. You can text in that as well. So whatever doubts is coming, you can ask me. Okay, you can interrupt me and you can ask, which is not a problem. So I just want you people to understand the concept very clearly. That is the basic thing which I want. So I'm ready to explain. So yeah, we'll start today's session. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining again. So we'll be starting the session right now. Thank you once again. So happy learning. So yeah, let's start with second day of the abstract writing. So I'm going to summarize whatever we have taken yesterday. So first we had discussed about research. What was research? So research was a systemic process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting data to discover new knowledge, solve problems, or create new understanding. So we are going to do a study. We are going to do a research, and then we are going to collect so many information which was not already available. So that is called as research. So it is a systematic process. It needs to be done in a particular way so that you will get all the information hassle free. Next, I have discussed about the research paper section breakdown. So the research not only consists of just a research, means it is not just like that. You have to, you have various sessions. So the first session is title and abstract. So the title should summarize the content very concisely. So from the title, we should understand what is the study is about, right? So next is the abstract. Abstract is the basic summary of the study. That is what we have studied yesterday. So again today also we'll brush up a little bit regarding that. Next one is the introduction. So in introduction we will explain about the study design, population, procedures, all those things. What were the procedures and what tools we have included, and all those things will be included in the introduction. And methods, how the study was done, what are the procedures we have undergone. So all those things will be covered in the methods part. And coming to the results, what results we have got. Okay, what are the key findings we have found, whether this is effective or this is not effective, all those things will be included in the results. And coming to the discussion, so discussions we will be explaining about the result. So this result, this is the things I have got, but in another study this was the results. All those things will be included in the discussion. And in conclusion, what findings you have got, you are going to write in a 3 or 4 sentences. So we are going to summarize all the findings in discussions. Okay, so that is what is the research paper ka section breakdown. So then we have explained about finer maps. Finer maps is nothing but it is a research question framework. So it will help us to understand how to frame a research question. Without a question, there is no answer. There should be some question so that some answer can be formulated. So the research question should be framed in such a way that it should be feasible, interesting, novel, ethical, relevant, manageable, appropriate. It should have some potential value and it should be systematic. So when we do a research question according to the finer maps framework, the research will be more efficient and impactful. That's why we are adding finer maps and we are following finer maps framework. So yeah, next then we have discussed about abstract. So abstract, I have told, abstract came from the Latin word abstractum, which means a condensed form of a longer piece of writing. Okay, so it is the first impression of a research. Before we go into the research paper, we are going to read only the title and abstract. So it the abstract should be very impressive, it should be very easily understandable, and depending upon the abstract only the reviewer will decide to accept or reject, mainly in the conferences. So then another thing is like if the abstract is good, then only the people will go and read the paper properly. Okay, so it is the most important 150 to 250 words of the research. Then again I have told the purpose. So we are giving a summary of the study using an abstract, and by reading the abstract we can find out what are the relevance of the particular study, what are the key findings, and whether the full paper is need to be read or not. And later we can go through the summary, which is the abstract, and we can find out what are the important points of that particular paper. Next is the why you or when we need an abstract. So why we have to write an abstract is like for some thesis or dissertation. So for the PhD work or the PG paper work, research work, we need to, after the paper, we need to write the research. And for just some journal, some submission also, we need to write the research and research proposals and grant applications. If we need to get some money from the government, I have told about ICMR grant, EMR grant, and ICSSR grant. So there are so many grants available in using the through the government. So to get that grant also as an application, we will not write. No, usually if you want to get a leave, you will write a leave application and you will submit it to the coordinator. Just like that, to get the sanction of the grant, you are going to give an application just like the leave application. You are going to give an application using the abstract, and then based on that only your grant will be approved. So abstract is having a main role. Next is conference submissions, which I have already told. So already people might have attended various conferences, so no one is going to give a full paper. So before that, the condensed summary of the study will be given through abstract. If the abstract is well structured and good, then yes, they are going to accept it, and then you can present it. So qualities of a good abstract has been discussed yesterday. So it should be understandable, and we have to write it in the last, and the full work should be reflected, and we should not add any citation. Citations for first years, I am telling, citation is something that we have to give reference of the studies. Okay. So no citations and should be very clear. And word limits, usually it is 150 to 250, but according to the journals it varies. So journals also I have already told, it is like a newspaper. So now we have the Hindu newspaper, Times New India, Times of India, all those things. So according to the paper, or according to the journals, there will be different ways of writing the news. So just like that, there are different like magazines. Now, just like that, this journal is also like that. According to the guideline, we have to write. So there is a common structure which we follow for writing the abstract, which is known as IMRD structure. It consists of introduction. There should be an introduction for the abstract, methods, results, discussion, or conclusion. But it is not mandatory that we have to follow this only. If there is no other guidelines, we can just follow IMRD structure, which is the common guidelines or which we can follow and write, which is not wrong. Okay. But if there is some guidelines by the conference people or by the journals, then we have to follow that. But otherwise, you can follow the basic structure called IMRD structure. So I have just explained what you have to add in introduction, what you have to add in methods, what you have to add in results, and what and all need to be added in the discussion or conclusion. Then next we have explained about keywords. So keywords, usually we will add 3 to 6 keywords. Why we are adding keywords is, if you search this particular word, then your study should be visible. So that's why we are adding keywords. So usually 3 to 6 keywords we will use, and it should be according to the mesh word. So I have told you yesterday how to search for the mesh words, and how to go to the mesh words and how to search it. Some students were not present yesterday, so I can repeat it how to do that also, which is not a problem. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes. Next is we have told unnecessarily not to use any jargon or filler words, and each, because in abstract it's a summary, so each sentence should it should tell, it conveys one idea. Then only the abstract will be strong, and no need of any other review or anything. So next I have told this is how an abstract looks like. We will write about the importance of the study, then what is lacking in that particular area, and what is the objective, what is the method, what are the findings which I have found, what are the implications, right? So these are the things which we have discussed yesterday. If anybody is having any doubts in yesterday's sessions, you can ask me now. Only you can ask me, so that I can explain now only. You can unmute yourself, or or you can text in the chat box. I think it's better if you unmute yourself and ask, or if you understood all these things, or if you want to ask in the last also, that is completely fine. But I just want to know if anything is need to be repeated.
Ma'am, everything is clear.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with the next session. So yesterday already we have told about the abstract format. So this is something an abstract should look like. So you can see seborrheic dermatitis in patients with acute immunodeficiency syndrome. That was the title. So title should summarize the abstract. Then we had mentioned about the authors and their affiliations. Then we have started writing introduction, methods, results, and discussion. So it is basically the IMRD structure. So here they have not added discussion, but they have added conclusion, which is in IMRD structure only. So introduction, they are telling about the clinical problem. What is the problem? Okay. And here I have already explained you yesterday. We should not write any abbreviations. So here they have mentioned AIDS, which is acute immune deficiency syndrome, but they have expanded the form of AIDS. Then only they have written, even though everyone know what is AIDS, but still they have expanded it in the first time. But see, next time also they have repeated AIDS, but that time they have not expanded it, abbreviation only they have written it. So if you are writing something, I mean, like AIDS or HIV or BMI or something basic thing, you have to elaborate and write it, expand it and write it. But next time when you are using it, there is no need to elaborate it. Just write the abbreviation only, it is understood. But in abstract, it is always preferred to write elaborated or full sentence of the abbreviation. Next is the, so introduction is over. So next is the method. So in methods we are telling about, like we have taken patients from this particular hospital, and this much time I had seen this patient, and we have examined this things. So all those things, all methods, what and all we have done has been explained in methods. Just I think 10 or 11 lines sentence only is there. In that it has been explained very nicely, and statistical analysis also has been explained. So here at last we have used some statistical test, that also has been explained. Coming to the results. So results, they have included some numbers. So it is not mandatory to include the numbers, but if it is very important, you can include the numbers. So they have told about, we had collected this many datas, and then what this we got. So all those things has been mentioned in this, and the comparison also has been described. Coming to the conclusions, they have just summarized there is a significant increase. So after checking it, they have found out, okay, there is an impact on this particular thing. So that is what they have included in this. So this is just a format. Please don't worry about it. I'll be sharing the slide also along with you. Yes. So yesterday when I have started, I have already told you that there are some uh, formats for the abstract. So basically, it is divided into two. That one is uh, structured, another one is unstructured. Okay, so structured and unstructured. So in structured, you can see structured. So structured, um, I'm drawing a line. Is it visible in this on the screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no issues. Okay, so there are, it is divided into structured and unstructured. That is the basic thing. So what is structured and unstructured? I will tell you. Next one is semi-structures, and another one is graphical. Okay. So and there are other types also. So other types is descriptive and informative. Okay, I will tell you one by one. Okay, so this is called as structured. Structured means we will be having subheadings in the abstract. Mainly it is used in the medical journal. So this is an example for the structured. So you can see the headings, every information is there. Then coming to the abstract, you can see introduction, objectives, methods, results, conclusion. Separately, they have added the headings, subheadings, intro, objectives, methods, results, conclusion. Like IMRD structure only they are following, but they have added objectives extra. So we can see the bold letters of the subheadings. So this is called as the structured format. So we will have a proper structure. This is structured. Next, coming to this is called as the unstructured. So in this, you cannot see any subheadings. They have just mentioned about the study in one paragraph. So this is also unstructured and this is also unstructured. You can see. Coming next one is the structured one. Again, they have mentioned the background methods, result, conclusion, and level of evidence. This is also structured, right? So these are the example for the structured and unstructured. So structured is okay. So structured is just like it is organized under specific headings which I have mentioned. So it can be introduction, methods, results, conclusion, or background, objectives, methods, results, and conclusion. So why we are preferring structured abstract is it will see randomly you are writing one paragraph. Okay, one person has just written a paragraph and another person has not written a paragraph. He is having subheadings and everything. So when students are writing exams, so I used to tell them like you include subheadings, you underline it, you include subheadings. So why? Because it will improve the clarity of the thing which you are writing. So it is very easy to understand and it is very attractive and people will go and read it. So they just want only methods, when they can just only read methods. If it is unstructured, it is just a single paragraph that just summarizes the research. So we have to go and read it completely. Okay, so but everything is there inside only, but it is just in a narrative style, like they will include everything together without any subheadings. So it is preferred giving in structured, but some journals will opt for unstructured, so you can go with unstructured. And in some conferences they will tell you just give the unstructured format. So it is not wrong, but it is better if you give a structured abstract if there is no other guidelines. Okay, and next one is the descriptive and informative abstract. So descriptive informative abstract is that is also a type of abstract which is not related to the structured, unstructured, structured, unstructured, structured, and graphical abstract is just based on the format. Descriptive and informative abstract is based upon the information you have provided. So first one is the descriptive abstract. In descriptive abstract, you are going to explain about a brief summary. So we are just going to tell about what is the study about, and just about the study. No results, no conclusions. You are just going to tell about the study. Okay, this things we have done. Okay, so you are just going to get an idea of the study from the descriptive. So it will be basically 100 150 words. That is descriptive abstract. It contains less information, but a preview, or you can say just a summary of the thing which you have done. Okay, that is descriptive. You are just giving a description or a brief summary of the scope of the study or the focus of the study. Okay, next one is the informative abstract. In informative abstract, it is like basically we prefer informative abstract in the scientific writing. So it will give a proper summary of the paper. So it contains background, objective, methods, key results. So in informative abstract only this structured and unstructured, and this graphical also is coming. So mainly there are two types, descriptive and informative. In descriptive, just a brief summary of this study, mainly the scope of the study or what is the study about, like that we will mention without any results or conclusion. Coming to the informative, we are giving the proper information of the study, proper summary of the study. The descriptive will be within very few words because nothing more to tell in descriptive. So it will be 50 to 100 or 150 words. Informative will be little more elaborative. So it will contains 150 to 300 words. So in that again it is structured is there, unstructured is there, and graphical is there. Structured is something which is very organized with subheadings like background, objective, methods, results, and conclusion. So it is preferred. So because the clarity is more. Next one is unstructured. In unstructured, there won't be any subheadings, but still, even though it's a paragraph, everything will be included inside only. Next one is the graphical. Graphical abstract is not that common, but now it's a trend of graphical abstract. This is like now people are very, they don't like to read. They just want to see something, then they'll get attracted, then only they are going and reading the paper. Okay, so even we are too into social media. So, and our vision is like vision is getting more attracted. What we see, we will get attracted. If it is colorful, we'll get attracted. So it is basically that. That's why now the journal is opting for a graphical abstract, which is just for the visibility and quick comprehension. So we just use a diagram or just a visual poster kind of thing to summarize the research. So I told this is a modern format so that people will go and see and read the particular paper so that they are getting more views. Okay, that is abstract. So descriptive I have told, informative I have told, and structured and unstructured also I have told. Structured is this is unstructured. So this is unstructured, and you can tell yeah, this is unstructured, this is also unstructured, this is structured, this is structured, and this is graphical. So in this it's just like a poster, so you can understand basic things from this. There is a diagram of the result, so the graph is provided, so the graph is the result, and again small pictures is there. So that is the outcome measures they have mentioned, the heading is there. So everything they have mentioned, the methodology they have mentioned, they have taken hospitals Leuven from 2004 to 2013, and they have taken patients of 954 kidney transplantation patients they have taken, and they have done HLA genotyping, and they have done the biopsy. So all those things has been mentioned. So see, by seeing the diagram only I can understand what was the study about, and it is very interesting. So what do you think? You will prefer reading this completely or just going through this thing? Obviously we will go with the graphical one. That's why nowadays the paper is preferring graphical abstract. So this journal is also like Instagram or YouTube or something like that. They need more views. If more viewers are there, they are going to get more money, right? So that's why they are preferring these kind of things, so that they are getting more viewers. So yes. So before going for an abstract, what we have to check is, we need to check the word limit. I have already told 100 to 150 words might be telling by some journals. Some other journals will be telling 250 to 300 words. So you have to see. So if the word limit exceeds, the abstract is going to get rejected. Next is like problem stated. So we should see whether there is a research question. So there is a research problem. So we should see whether the problem, the research question has been explained properly or not. Next is, what are the methods we have used? So we have used the study, like I have taken 200 students from SGT University, and I have analyzed how many of them is having forward head poster. So I have used tripod, and I have used a camera, and I have taken their photos, and I have measured their angle of cervical neck angle. So these are the things which can be added in the method. It should be summarized. And what I got, so key results. So key results can be, most of the students from SGT University is having what uh, forward head poster. So that will be the key results. Then conclusions. Then conclusion can be, college going students from the age of 18 to 23 are more prone for the forwarded poster. It is mainly due to the use of mobile phones or laptops, or to the posters, we can tell. So limitation. So I had only included the students from the university level, from this to this level only, and I have only taken the students from one university. So you can add more other students also. These are the limitations. Okay, and it should be self-contained, and there should be proper keywords. So first we have to check all these things. If everything is perfect and the abstract is concise, then we are ready to go. So actually I thought we'll have a live activity of 150, like you can write. I don't know whether you guys will be interested or not. Before going on that, we can just summarize it, and I have some questions also, we can answer that later. If we have time, we will go with a live activity. Otherwise, you can do it at home and you can send it to me in the WhatsApp group. So if there is any doubts or if there is any corrections, I can guide you in that. So we are going to summarize the today's session. So the thing is, like, abstract is a gateway to research. So if you have a good abstract, then obviously your research is good. And the abstract should be very clear, it should be concise, it is preferably structured. And after all the research study only, I am going to write the abstract. Because see, you are writing a book which consists of 200 or 300 words. Just think of your writing a book, The Rich Dad and Poor Dad is what you have written. So there will be summary in the back about the book, right? Or in the starting or in the back of the book, there will be a summary. So even though the summary is there, but you are not going to write the summary in this first. You are going to write the summary in the last. Once you finish the book writing, once everything is over, then only you are going to summarize about it. So the abstract is just like that. You are just going to summarize it once the research is ready. So I just went to the STT University. I have taken 200 students. I have measured their forwarded posture. I have analyzed them. Then I got a result. So everything my study is done. Now I have to write summary of my study. That is called as abstract. So that is what the abstract is about. And yes, question answer session. So anybody, if anybody is having any doubts, please tell me. So I just wanted last 30 to 40 or 40 to 50 minutes also is fine. Just for the question answer session. And with live activity timings that we can do that. So I just wanted you to understand each and every concept which we have discussed yesterday as well as today. Even I have, if you don't have any questions, I have added some questions so we can answer for that also. But I appreciate if you have any doubts, you can tell me that. Otherwise, you can tell me if you don't have any doubts, if every concept is crystal clear, you can tell me that as well. I'll be waiting, I think, for 2 or 3 minutes. I can wait and you can tell me if there is any other doubts.
Ma'am, can you tell me about mesh words again?
Yes, sure. So, measurements. Yes. So, mesh words. Mesh is basically, it is, I told it is a dictionary kind of thing where you go and you will get so many words. Okay. I will explain. Give me 1 second. Okay, so when you go and open the mesh word page, you will get it. So mesh is the full form has been written down only. See, medical subject headings. Okay, so it is a vocabulary. It has been created by the it is written somewhere na US National Library. Somewhere it might have written. It is. See, it is created by the US. So the see, it is here. It is created by the US National Library of Medicine. So I told you it is basically a dictionary. It contains most of the medical subject headings. Mainly, we are using this to index and we are going to search some words. So it will be mostly from the mesh. So in simple terms, we can tell like it is the official medical terms which can be used to describe the main topics of a research articles. Okay, so like we are going to search some words in this one, and we are going to get that particular word in the form of a research. So why we are using the mesh words is, um, if see, if I go and search randomly some words, so that accuracy won't be there. There should be proper literature accuracy, and to avoid confusions, and as well as if I am adding a word from the mesh, if I'm adding a keyword using a mesh word, my research will have more visibility. My article will be having more visibility because I am adding it from the mesh word, and it is very easy for the readers also to find this what paper easily. So, for example, my study is on about knee arthritis. Okay, so knee arthritis is my study. So I am going to check knee arthritis is there or not. So I'm checking knee arthritis. So no items found. So I cannot add knee arthritis as my keyword. So my study was about knee arthritis, but knee arthritis is not there. So I am going and checking another thing. So I am checking osteoarthritis. Please wait. Yes. So I'm checking osteoarthritis. So see, osteoarthritis is coming here, osteoarthritis spine is coming, osteoarthritis knee. So I can add osteoarthritis knee. That can be added as a keyword, but I cannot add knee arthritis as a keyword. So if I add osteoarthritis, comma knee, then see, osteoarthritis also is there, knee also is there. If I add these two, then my visibility of the research is becoming more. If you go and search knee arthritis, your studies won't be visible. Okay, that's why we have to add knee or knee, sorry, osteoarthritis, comma knee. Now, you have, for example, now we can search stroke. So your study is about knee arthritis in stroke patients. Now we have written osteoarthritis, comma knee. Next, we are checking whether stroke is there or not. Now we are checking stroke. Stroke. Okay. Now stroke is there. So you can add knee, comma, osteoarthritis, comma, stroke. Already three words became. Now you have added physiotherapy. Okay. So physiotherapy, we will check whether it is there in the key mesh words or not. Physiotherapy, we are going to check. See, there is no physiotherapy. So what you have to add? We have to add physical therapy modalities. So physiotherapy is not there. So we can try physical therapy also. Physical therapy. It's better not to add space in between. We are going to add physical therapy. Then we are going to check it. So see, physical therapy also not there. So what you will do? You can only add, instead of physiotherapy, you can only add physical therapy modalities. So this is how you should write your keywords according to the mesh words. Even though your study title contains physiotherapy, you should not add physiotherapy in the keyword because it is not included in the mesh words. According to mesh words only, we will write the keywords. Okay. So, and why? Because the worldwide we are using mesh words. So it will be easy for the other people also to go and check. So the visibility will be good. Okay, I hope it is understood. And when you are writing keywords, one is you have to write it according to the mesh words. Even though your study title or your study doesn't contain that, you have to write according to the mesh words only. So many people doesn't know about this thing. When I was doing masters, they were not knowing about this. When I started working, I came to know about this thing. That's why I have included this slide in this. Okay, mesh words is very important. According to mesh words only you should write. And even if you want to publish your study in a one paper, if it is not according to the mesh words, they are going to reject yours. So this is how you should write, and keyword should be in the alphabetic order. So max to max 6, 3 to 6, minimum 3 and maximum 6 keywords you can add. In some guidelines it will be mentioned, so accordingly you can add. I hope that is understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay. So if there is any other doubts, you can ask me. If you want me to explain same on this mesh words also, I can do it. You are free to ask. Kindly ask.
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Gunmir. If there is any other doubts, anyone, I'll just wait 1 minute. If there is no other doubts, I had just prepared some questions so that if we have missed out anything, we can just go through that. So your doubts also will be cleared. Okay. So I'm thinking no one is having any doubts. Everyone is clear with the types of abstract and mesh words, banner maps, checklist. I think every concept is clear. I think I'll move to my own question session. So yes, I only have prepared some questions. I know that no one is going to ask me any doubt. Okay, so yes. So now I have told you we have to in some abstract if you have seen see that's right. In this abstract if you see there are some numbers mentioned. You can see there are some numbers mentioned. The n is equal to 30, 24 sessions, this, that, and all they have mentioned in methods. And results is not there. Okay. And next abstract I'm taking. In next abstract, see, they have not mentioned anything. They have not mentioned any numbers in this. Next abstract I'm taking. So in this also they have not mentioned about any numbers. So next abstract in this nothing is mentioned. It is very, very small. Then again we are going with another abstract. So in another abstract, again numbers is mentioned. So what do you think? Is numbers and the p values, is it mandatory? Is it mandatory?
Ma'am, I believe that is something very variable. Some of the abstracts do require it in the guidelines and some may not.
Yes. So it is right, but one correction is there in that I'll tell you. So it is not mandatory that we have to add numbers and p values. Okay. So p values, there are some first year students, so they don't know what is p value. So based on the p value only, we will tell whether the study is effective or not effective like that. So we will keep it as 0.05 usually. Actually, it needs a if time is there, I will tell you. Okay. So yeah. So the first thing is like, is it mandatory to add numbers and p-values? It is not mandatory, but in some conditions or some scenarios, it is very important we have to add. In some of the studies, it is it's needed to be added. So usually in guidelines, they will not mention you have to add like this or you have to add this and all. They will not tell. But like I am doing a study and in that the number was very important. So in that kind of situations, I have to add the numbers and p values. And if space is there and if the numbers and p values important, then only I will add this. Other than that, no need to add. Okay. Next is tense. So tense also we have told when I received abstract, most of the people have added it will like TENS and IFT will be given to the low back pain patient to check the effectiveness. So it was all in future tense. See, we already have finished the study and it is past now and we are writing the conclusion right now. So it should be in a past or present tense. It should not be in a future tense. Okay. So always it should be in a past or present tense. Next, I have told reference or citations. So reference or citations also. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 minute. Is my screen available? I mean, sorry, visible? I have opened one more screen on the tab. Is it visible? If anyone can tell me, that will be great.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. It is not visible. Now is it visible? I have shared my tab.
No,
No,
ma'am.
it is not visible. Okay. Chalo leave. I don't know why it is not visible. Okay, no issues. In this, I can show. So next one is reference or citations. So in reference or citations, there are so many questions I have prepared. So in reference or citations, when you go and see a abstract, you cannot see references. See, in this they have just mentioned about the study. In this also you can see the numbers. Okay, they have just mentioned it, but there is no references. So if you go and read the study, sorry, if you go and read the study down, see, the study is not mentioned. Mm, effects of effectiveness of tense. Okay, this is the study I'm going to take. So this is a study. I'm just opening in this. So I'm just opening. I hope there is a full study in this. Yes. So if you open, see, you can see what type of abstract is this. Can you tell me from this what type of abstract is mentioned in this?
Unstructured.
Yes, it is unstructured abstract. Thank you. So here in abstract, there is no citation. So citation is something which is this. See, you can see like this. It has been mentioned. So when I go and click that, I can see it is going to the one. So it is that particular line is taken from this article. Okay, that is called a citation. So there is a second number in that. There is a 40 number also. See, there is a 40, Shen et al. 40. So if you go to that study, we can see which from where they have taken. So this is called a citation. So everywhere there is this number. See, everywhere there is this number. So if they have taken study from two, they have taken the information from two studies. They have mentioned 36 and 37. See, if I click on 36, 36 information is coming. If I click on 37, 37 information is coming. So this is called as the citations. This citation should be there in the manuscript but not in the abstract. So in abstract, it has not mentioned. As you can see, in abstract, you should not mention. So if it is there, your paper is going to get rejected. See, there is no one or two mentioned in this like the manuscript. So that is the importance. You should not tell about the citations in abstract. Okay, understood? Next one. Next is reference or citations. That is done. Next one is keywords, numbers. So usually we have told there will be keywords which should be according to the guidelines. So sometimes in this I'm not finding keywords only. So if you go down, sometimes down you can see keywords. Usually it will come along with the abstract. Sometimes according to the guideline, they might have not added. So that is also fine. So here see, I'm not finding keywords. So some studies see they have not even added keywords. So keywords also, you can understand, keywords also how it comes is according to the guidelines. It will come, basically it will be 3 to 6. If it is beyond 6, then also your study will be rejected. Okay, so that is the about the oh, keywords numbers. Next is difference between structured and unstructured, which I have already told you. Structured is something which will have the subheadings. Unstructured is just like vaguely they are going to tell you about unstructured. Next one is the what is a best abstract. So best abstract is something you should know. So, according to the journal guidelines, how you have prepared the abstract. So, I told there are so many journals, JCDR, then European journal, so many journal is there. So, according to the journal, if you prepare the abstract, then your journal is best abstract for that particular journal. Okay. So, if you have prepared for the JCDR journal and you are going to submit this for the European Journal of Physiotherapy, they are going to reject it, even though it is best abstract, they are going to reject it. So it should be according to the guidelines. And descriptive and informative also I have told. Descriptive, there won't be any results or conclusion that will be telling in the guidelines. If they are telling it in the guidelines, follow the guidelines and do it. And if they are telling to go with informative with all the results and conclusion, you can go with that. And there might be like there will be a doubt, should we include the limitation? So I have told you sometimes we include a limitation. So is it mandatory to mention about the limitation in your study? So if it is very important, if it is very important limitation, you can mention it, but it is not mandatory for all abstract. In guidelines also they will not be telling you you have to mention or you should not mention. But if it is very important, if it's, that should be, that is very attractive or that is very important, then you can add. Next is, yes, this is important. They will be telling 250 words and you will be sending 350 words. And what happens at that time? Nothing, but they are going to reject your abstract. So if they are telling there is a word limit, you have to stick to that and accordingly you have to make your abstract. So it is just non-negotiable. We have to, we have to remove we have to summarize it and we have to remove it. So that is very important. Next is abbreviations. I have already told. um, Very basic, very very basic, like BMA and all we can use just like that. But apart from that, everything we will use the expanded form only, not abbreviation. Max to max we will avoid abbreviations unless and until it is very 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 common. Next, what is the difference between conference and journal? Okay, so in that, sorry, so in that, if it is conference, mainly they are going to see whether the journal is good, whether the abstract is good, whether it is having any impact, whether it is novel. Novel means whether it is containing any new informations. But if the journal is just going to check whether the study is complete, thus it is scientific, whether it is having good clarity. So if you are giving for the conference, the abstract should be in such a way that it should be very impactful, it should be very novel. And if it is, you are going to submit it for a journal, so it, basically they are going to see the completeness and clarity. Okay, so next is graphical abstract. I told it's very new. Okay, abstract. So sometimes if they are telling, one second, I'll, okay, sometimes they are going to tell like graphical abstract is needed and it is there in the guidelines, then you have to go with graphical abstract. Otherwise it is not needed. So very few journals request it. Okay, but now also we always follow the old format. So now also people go with this normal abstract only. Until and unless they ask, you can go with a normal one. Otherwise, graphical. And this is very, very important question. AI tools use. So most of the people use the AI. So can we use AI to write an abstract? Obviously, you can use AI tool, but you should not steal the information what AI is telling. You can write, like for example, you are writing some content. For example, tense is effective and all that will be completely your words. So, so you are searching, like effectiveness of tense and IFT on low back pain is your topic. You are just going to check it in the chat GPT or perplexity, and you are telling perplexity, give me an abstract of 250 words. So it will give an abstract of 250 words within seconds. Okay. But you cannot copy paste it. It is unethical. So what you have to do is you have to go to each and every journal like this. So this is about tense. So you will read the introduction, you will read the methodology, you will take informations like this, you will write it, then you can take the informations from this. So you are taking this much to this much information, then you will take it and you will give citation also like this. Okay, you will give citation also like this according to this paper. Then what you will do, then you will collect all the information in a word. Okay, in word you will collect all information. After that you can give it to ChatGPT for summarizing it. So that ChatGPT can do. So that can be used for summarizing purpose. You can use. Apart from that, you should not take the content from the ChatGPT, which is completely unethical. You should not copy paste it from the journal also, which is unethical. It should be the original paper. You should have done it. Okay. So AI can help, but only in the language ka refinement and all. So the content should be completely yours. So that means blind copying is not allowed and it is unethical. Okay. Next is what is a good abstract. So I have already told uh, the good abstract should be concise. It should be very easy to understand. It should tell about the study very, very properly. And if it is structured, it is much, much better. That is a good abstract. So, and it should be according to the guidelines. Now I have told. So, like whether the abstract title and the paper. Okay. So, see, you are giving the title of the abstract as something, and you are giving a different title for the paper. That cannot happen. It should be same. So the title will be only one. Then you can write about the abstract, and it is just a summary of the paper. Is what you are going to write is in the abstract. And then I have shown you there is something. There is some objective. If you see this, there is no objective in this. Background is there, methods, results, conclusion, level of evidence. When you go and see this, you can see objective. Okay. So it is completely depending upon the guidelines. If they are telling objective is needed, you add objective. If they are telling introduction is needed, you add introduction. If they are telling background is needed, you write background. So most of the journal will be having a template. So according to the template, you can write. So see here it is background. Here nothing is there because it is unstructured. Here also nothing. Here introduction. And also they have added objectives. So and other option is there in introduction only you can add objective just here. Okay, the primary objective of the study you can add in introduction only. Otherwise, if the journal is asking for objectives, you can add the objectives as well. So it is completely depending upon the journal guidelines. Okay. Okay. So next is there will be review articles. So what is a review article is like you will be going and reading around 5 to 10 articles. So now I had taken tens on low back pain. So like that same article I am going to take effectiveness of tens in pain. Something I'm taking a topic and I'm going to collect information from various articles. So in that kind of things, you won't be having any participants because you don't have any people, you don't have any person to go and check, and you don't have any methods. So in that kind of situations we will not add all the subheadings. We will add what is the aim, from what are the sources means from where and all you have collected the information. So you might have collected the studies from PubMed, Google Scholar, MFACE, Cochrane. So that will be inclusion criteria will be you have only taken. So if you go and search some journals, you will get something in German language, something in Polish, something in this I am forgetting the languages also. So it will be different journal ka Russian language would be there. So depending upon the language also, different articles is there with different journals. So our inclusion criteria will be English journals and something related to our topic. Okay. So all these things will be different. So if it is coming to a review article, our title also, the subheadings also will be different. Next one is So I am conducting. So I have one study. Okay. So the same study am going to present in SGT conference, and same study I'm going to present in what AIMS conference. So is that possible? Same abstract can I send for two conference? No, it is unethical. You should not send same abstract for the two conference. You should send, if there is, you are going to send the same to same abstract. That is unethical. So the thing you can do is, if you want to do it, means you can just modify the study and then you can send the similar studies which is not the same abstract. Next one is so in some conferences, so now we had a conference, SGT1 conference was there. So they, so many people have sent the abstract. So we might tell the abstract is good, then we are going to submit the, we are going to take the abstract. But then when they send the paper, we are going to reject it. Why? Because it is not mandatory that if abstract is accepted, that doesn't mean we have to accept the paper. Sometimes abstract will be good and paper might not be good. So it is not mandatory. If abstract is accepted, paper will be accepted. It can be rejected also. And next is plagiarism. Plagiarism is nothing but copying. So copying is possible or not. Nowadays we have AI detector checking and plagiarism checking also is that there is a software called Turnitin. So using Turnitin, we can identify from other journals how many percentage you have copied. So plagiarism should not be there. Usually it should be 0% in abstract. Next is you have already submitted the abstract and you want to change it after submission, whether it is possible or not. Usually it is not possible, but if you request the authority and you want to change it, you can change it. But after acceptance, you cannot change it. And ethical clearance also, it should be ethical clearance. If the journal is asking for the ethical clearance, definitely you have to do the ethical clearance. Otherwise, it is not needed, but it's always preferred to take ethical clearance. And the so many of my students ask this question. So they have done a study. So same thing. Okay, tense on low back pain. Okay, they have done this study and they have found there is no effect for tense on low back pain. They have found no effect. So they are feeling bad because I have done the study and it turned out to be no effect. No problem. Even though it is not effective, you have to write it is not effective so that we can stop giving tens to low back pain patients. What is the need? No need to give tens for the low back pain patients now. So that is also a result, that is also a study. So whether it is significant result is coming or non-significant result is coming, it is mandatory and it is, that is only ethical if you present it just like that. So in colleges and all, if there is a statistician, they will be telling, no, non-significant results cannot be submitted. No, it is not like that. So they are going to change your results which you have done. They are going to change the whole result. So the study is becoming, it is not a study, it is not a research because you have done all malpractice. So whether it is negative or positive results, it is scientifically valuable. Never ever manipulate or hide results in the abstract. Next is sometimes you will be getting very complex results. So when I had done my PG study, my study had very complex result, was very complicated it was. But still you have to write the abstract. So very basic outcome measures. So basically we will use three outcome measures. No? So something very important result, you can explain it in the abstract. Rest of things you can go in the result and discussion and you can explain it. So it is not mandatory that you have to explain all the result in the abstract because it's very small. And funding also, usually we will not mention about the funding. Whatever we have got, we will not mention. So I told there are some government grants, so they will be providing from 25,000 to 3 to 4 lakhs they will provide. So if the funding is there also, we are not going to mention about funding in abstract, but definitely we will be mentioning about the funding in the study. So I can show in this, I think. So here they have written about footnotes, acknowledgements, conclusion. So here they have not added a line of funding. Usually there will be a line or just fundings only will be there. So there is something called as acknowledgement, who has helped. That will be added in acknowledgement. And one funding also line usually they used to add, but I don't know why it has not been added. So if funding is added in that, in that case scenario, you have to mention if funding is there or not. But usually in abstract, the funding won't be mentioned. So this is the abstract. It has not been mentioned. Okay, they have not mentioned about the funding or anything, and they don't mention. And this also was one abstract. So let me see in this whether they have mentioned. See, this is the funding information. The authors declare not receiving any financial because they have not received. Okay, that they are mentioning here down, but they are not mentioning this in the abstract. So this conclusion abstract. This much only is the abstract. Okay, keywords. See here keywords that also is arranged. Okay. See, but here they have not arranged it properly. It is C, N, M. They have not arranged it properly, but it should be arranged in alphabetic order, preferably. Uh, yes, funding is done. So next is sometimes the study will be good, but the abstract will be rejected. Why? The thing is like the abstract might not be in a proper structure. It could be in a poor structure, and it should be if it is very unclear and all. Even though the abstract, even though the study might be very good, very very good, but the abstract format and the framing of the abstract was not good. Means then obviously see your this thing is going to get the study is going to get rejected. Okay, so that's why the abstract is having importance. Then reviews. Do reviewers evaluate abstract? Definitely, they are going to review the abstract because they are going to check the clarity, novelty, methodology, results, and relevance. Everything they are going to check because first thing they are going to read is the abstract. So obviously, they are going to see the clarity of this thing. Okay, so it's always better you write the abstract very nicely and very clearly. And there should be like in some studies they we mention clinical implications wherever we have to applications like okay. Actually, that also is not mandatory. If place is there, yes, you can mention because if it is 250 to 300 words and you only covered 150 words, chalo, you go and write it. But if there is no place, already 250 words has become, and now you don't have any place, then leave, no problem. Okay, so it's not mandatory. So the golden rule is you just have to uh, obey, or you just have to write according to the guidelines. So if the abstract is very clear, the paper will be read. And if the abstract is confusing, the paper is going to get rejected. Okay. So that is the thing which you have to see basically. So that's it. If there is any other questions from the question session also, you can ask me. Anything from the first, I mean yesterday's class also you can ask me. Apart from this, any other help if you need, you can ask me.
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. If anyone, I don't know how many are there also because my two screens are open, so I don't know whether it is people are there or they have left also. So students or participants who are there, and if you have any doubts, I'll just wait for 2 minutes and you can ask me.
Ma'am, can you tell about golden rule once again? I didn't get that.
Golden rule. Golden rule is nothing but you have to write about the you have to write the abstract according to the guidelines. If you stick with the guidelines, then obviously your abstract will get accepted. That is the first thing. Second things, if it is very clear, if it is very clear and if you have a very strong abstract, then your abstract is going to get selected. So please understand, it should be something very clear, concise, and a summary of the study. So if all these things are there, then it is going to accept. That's why we cannot say it's a like rule. It just I have just mentioned it because if the abstract is clear, concise, according to the guidelines, according to the word limits, in mentioning all the IMRD structure, mentioning the methodology results and everything, then yes, if the checklist is good, then you are good to go. I hope that is clear. If there is any other doubts, you can ask me.
Clear, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So I am just going to summarize it. Just okay. Yes. So we have started with the art of abstract writing class, and we have spoke about the research, what was the research was done, and it consists of title and abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion and conclusion. And when we are going to frame a research question, we are going to stick to the finer maps. Next, why the abstract is very important means the first thing which the patient the sorry the reader is going to read is the abstract. That's why it is very important, and the reviewer also is going to read this thing. That's why it is very important. It will give a proper summary of the study and key findings of the study. And for various purposes, we need abstract. And it should be very easy to understand. It should be concise, precise, and clear. And there are some word limits according to the guidelines. We have to stick to that. And if there is no guidelines, you just have to go with the IMRD structure. And keywords should be according to the guidelines. The numbers of the keywords should be according to the guidelines, and it should be related to the mesh words so that it will be very easy to search and we have a greater visibility. Then unnecessary words we are going to avoid. So this is how you are going to write an abstract, and this is something which is needed to be added. And there are mainly basically descriptive and informative abstract. Descriptive is something we are giving a brief summary of this thing without results and conclusion, which contains only 50 to 150 words. Informative abstract is something which we use in scientific writing. This consists of subheadings like introduction, methods, research, introduction, methods, results and backgrounds, results and discussion. And it consists of 150 to 300 words with the results and discussion is mandatory in this or conclusions. Structured abstract is which contains all the subheadings, and it is very similar to the informative abstract. And why it is important means it gives a proper clarity. And structured means just we are going to write a paragraph of summary graphically, something which give a graphical representation like a poster about the study. So descriptive, informative and structured. So this is a structured, this is unstructured, structured, unstructured, graphical. And abstract checklist is very important. Before submitting an abstract, we need to check whether everything is check or not. And then summary I have already told, so that's it. So this is the things this I'm sorry. So this was the thing which we have discussed in 2 days session. I hope the class was clear. I hope I was able to clear each and every doubts. And um, I in my this thinking, when I was a UG student and when I was a PG student, there was no one to guide properly. So many informations I had to collect after joining in a university only. So I hope in this particular level, in UG or PG level, I hope writing abstract is very clear for you. If there is any other doubts, you can text me. You can now also you can ask me, or when you're writing the abstract, if you have any doubts, you can tell me about that. And you can practice writing abstract. If your research is ready, at last only you are going to write. And one thing which is very important, I forgot to tell, so many people will write their research study, and at last they are just going to copy paste the information from introduction. So no, the same information should not be there in abstract and the introduction. You if the information is same, the word should be different. So it should not be a copy pasted one. Always it should be in different words. So please note that. So that I forgot to tell that. So it should not be from the introduction or discussion. Just add your own words, just summarize it. You can use AI to summarize it, but not informations from the AI. So I think it is clear, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to teach. Thank you for registering. And this was, I told, this was my just a third webinar masterclass. So thank you for trusting. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for giving me the time, and thank you for your attention, participation, enthusiasm, and everything. So I hope the class is clear, and I hope the class has made abstract writing clearer, simpler, and less intimidating. So please continue practicing, reading, and refining. So because research is a journey, so you need strong writing skills. Otherwise, you cannot publish any article. So thank you. And I would like to say all the very best for your academic and research careers. Thank you so much. And I would like to give, I just want your valuable feedback on the WhatsApp. Please give me if it is, if you have not understood the class, if something has to be improved, that is also completely fine. You can just text it in the group. I need the valuable feedbacks. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for spending around 3 hours from yesterday and today. Thank you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the group. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone once more. Thank you.